Dragon Ball. So anyone who's a fan of it probably knows that trying to explain any parts of the goofy ass Dragon Ball universe to anyone who doesn't know anything about it is basically impossible. So today I'm going to be ranking the top 10 Dragon Ball characters based on a very specific set of criteria, which is how easily can I explain them to my mom. Now, first I want to shout out all of the moms out there who know a lot about Dragon Ball. I'm sure many of them out there know more than me. This is specific to my mom not knowing anything about Dragon Ball and me imagining that if I attempted to explain any of this to her, that she would have absolutely no idea what I was talking about and pretty much refuse to even attempt to comprehend any of it. Fact.
Hello?
Hi, I'm making a video. I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you know what Dragon Ball Z is?
Dragon Ball Z, isn't it a TV show?
Yeah. Do you remember anything about it?
No, nothing.
Can you name any characters that are in it?
Dragon Ball.
That's perfect. All right. But we're going to do our best and see if we can make any of this make sense. So number 10, we have to start with Goku. The main character of the entire franchise. Goku is a monkey boy, is how he's originally described, but actually is not a monkey boy and is actually an alien. Some of his most distinctive traits include transforming into a giant ape, transforming into a version of himself with gold hair, transforming into a god, transforming into a version of himself who is a god but also has blue hair, and in a weirdo universe, transforming himself into a great ape who also has gold hair. And casually, the last thing about Goku that matters is he's an absentee father. With number 9, we're doing a 2-for-1, which is Kami and Piccolo. Now, Kami is basically God, but not. His title is Guardian of the Earth, even though he very seldom actually guards or does anything. He is also an alien who was sent to Earth hundreds of years ago, and throughout time his soul was corrupted by humanity and fractured into 2 pieces, which is something that happened to me in the year 2020. The new form that he splits himself into is known as King Piccolo, a villain who Goku defeats by ramming his head into him really hard. Simultaneously as this is happening, he lays an egg. From inside that egg comes Piccolo Jr., who's the Piccolo that we know for the rest of the series. He vows to get revenge on Goku, and Goku defeats him in an extremely creative way by ramming his head into him very hard. It's probably the most significant moment in the series for Piccolo up until he gets his driver's license. Number 8 is King Yama. King Yama is basically God, but not. He's more like God's administrative assistant. He is the one who decides whether or not you get into heaven or hell. And despite his great stature and impressive size, he has all of the authority of basically someone who holds the bathroom key at a Starbucks. And most important to the deep and complex character that is King Yama is that he has a great, big, beautiful desk, which is made of mahogany. At number 7, we have a fan favorite, King Kai. King Kai is basically God, but not. We're not quite sure exactly what his job is or what he's supposed to be doing. The most important thing is he trains Goku early on in Dragon Ball Z, but for the rest of the series, he basically just kind of hangs out and calls people telepathically whenever he's bored, I guess. His best friends are a monkey named Bubbles and a cricket named Gregory, and his most prized possession is his car, which he can drive a total of about 50 feet at a time. At number 6, we have another twofer with Beerus and Supreme Kai. I know you're not going to believe me, but they're both basically God, but not. Beerus's title is the God of Destruction, which doesn't really mean anything. His only job is to blow things up, which he doesn't really do. He mostly just naps and eats all the time. Typical cat. And then there's Supreme Kai, Beerus's counterpart, who is ultimately supposed to be the most important godly being in our entire universe, deemed with creating life and protecting it, a job that he really never actually does, and like most other characters that we've mentioned, basically functions just to let Goku know whenever there's trouble. Now that we have all of the godly deities out of the way, we can get into the actual important characters, like number 5, Garlic Jr. This is where we start getting into the real doozies here. So Garlic Jr. is the son of, you guessed it, Garlic. Both of them are demons. Garlic Sr. was imprisoned by Kami hundreds of years ago, and so Garlic Jr. comes to get his revenge, like we see with almost every character. The instrument of that revenge are the Spice Boys. The instrument of that revenge is his group of henchmen called the Spice Boys, made up of vinegar, mustard, and salt. And lest we forget the fearless leader of the Spice Boys, who is just named, you guessed it, Spice. Garlic Jr. is ultimately trapped back in the dead zone, but not before he gets to take a big juicy bite out of Piccolo, and for some reason turns him into a vampire. Oh. I literally just got the reason his name is Garlic and that he has the ability to turn people into vampires. Shit is so stupid. Number 4, we have Mr. Popo. Pass? At number 3, we have Captain Ginyu, who continues the streak of creative names for gangs of henchmen by being the leader of the Ginyu Force. The only thing that Captain Ginyu loves more than being Frieza's top henchman is posing. And he does have some quite interesting poses throughout this series. At number 2, we have the ever-lovable scamp, Master Roshi. And the most important thing you need to know about Master Roshi is that he's a pervert. He spends a lot of his time in the series trying to trick women into either letting him spy on them or giving him their underpants. He is a formerly great martial arts master who trained Goku and many other characters. He's known as the Turtle Hermit, I think just because his best friend is a turtle. He does contribute quite a lot in earlier parts of the series, like competing in the World Martial Arts Tournament disguised as his alter ego, Jackie Chun. But like many characters from the original Dragon Ball throughout the rest of the shows, he gets relegated mostly to looking at dirty magazines and watching workout videos. And at number 1, we have the unforgettable Majinbuu. Majinbuu is an evil blob monster summoned by the wizard Bibbidi. After he's locked away, he is resummoned by the son of Bibbidi, Bobbidi. Yes, Bibbidi, Bobbidi, Boo. He can absorb people, and so he takes on many forms throughout the series. Many forms. Along with being able to wrap himself around people to absorb them, he's a villain with a series of other weird powers, like being able to regenerate his body, being able to heal other people, stretching himself to endless lengths, and most importantly, using a laser beam from the top of his head to turn people into candy that he can then eat and absorb their powers. Listen, I wish I had an explanation for what was going on with Majin Buu. I think everyone who watched Dragon Ball Z wishes there was an explanation for what was going on with Majin Buu, but we just gotta roll with things as they come. That is it, the top 10 most difficult characters to explain to someone who doesn't know anything about Dragon Ball. If that's you and somehow you're still watching this, let me know what you think if you retained any of this information down in the comments below. And of course, let me know who your favorite character is from this list and why it is the Spice Boys.